Bonjour à la team YouTube, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'espère que vous êtes confortablement installés. N'hésitez pas à aller vous chercher quelque chose à boire. 2 secondes. Quelque chose à manger. Installez-vous confortablement. C'est parti. On y va pour Black Mirror. Let's go. Est-ce que vous êtes prêts pour le chapitre 3 de The Black Mirror? N'hésitez pas à aller vous chercher quelque chose à boire, quelque chose à manger. Installez-vous confortablement. Ça va commencer. On va où? Biddeford, Maine. Willow Creek.
Wakey, wakey! We're there!
Et nous voici en Angleterre. Yes!
So, this is it. The one and only hotel in this godforsaken place. I had to change trains in London and then sit for another 45 minutes in a cab. And now here, I'm in the middle of nowhere. The village of Willow Creek itself is a bit further down the road. But I ought to take a look around here first. Angelina must have checked into this hotel. A large bird bath made from imitation marble. It's full of water and I can't see a damn bird for miles. Now, does a bird bath in a land where it rains constantly actually make sense? I can't see anything interesting, and the basin is much too heavy to move. A wet, uncomfortable, and somewhat shabby-looking wooden bench with the paint slowly flaking off it. The bench is wet. I'm not sitting there. The hotel lobby's in there behind the tall windows. Very grand for such a small country hotel. 3 flags hanging here. England, Great Britain, and the European Union. The last one's gotta be there, just for the foreign tourists. The words Gordon's Palace have just been simply printed onto the awning. Cheap.
Son petit sac à dos.
The awning offers a little shelter from the rain at least. Mind you, it's still unpleasant standing here outside when there are dry, heated rooms waiting inside. Wow, the ivy must be at least 100 years old. It's already climbed up the whole building. Shame that I don't have to secretly get up to the first floor. The ivy would be an ideal ladder substitute.
Exactement ce que je pensais.
A big heap of wet leaves. A gardener must have raked them together from off the lawn. That pile's not been here for long. The leaves are soaking wet on the outside, but they look drier underneath. The rain hasn't made everything wet through. A steel-framed conservatory. It's quite obvious that it's a newer addition to the rest of the building. There's a few tables and chairs in the conservatory. I would imagine they use it as a dining room. Right now it looks deserted.
Oh, a new guest! Welcome to Gordon's Palace. My name is Murray.
Hello. I'm looking for a young woman who's spending some time here. Maybe you've seen her?
Yes, maybe I have, but maybe I haven't. You have to understand this is a discreet hotel. I can't talk about my guests.
So, she's a guest here.
As I said already, a discreet hotel.
Almost dead, one could say.
It's off-season right now. It'll get busier. This is the best hotel in Willow Creek and a place with history. This was once the sanatorium of the dreaded Robert Gordon, the Dr. Frankenstein of Willow Creek.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, yes. He was the uncle of Samuel Gordon, the maniac murderer. Everyone thought squeaky clean Sir Robert was a respectable doctor. But in reality, he conducted illegal experiments on the sanatorium's patients. Very nasty goings on.
And then someone thought it would make a great hotel.
Of course, of course. Immediately after the murders 12 years ago, the tourists came in throngs. They wanted to see everything. But where could they stay the night? There wasn't a hotel. So, I bought this building. The patients were taken away straight after the incident, of course. Some also escaped. So, anyway, I bought the house, had it renovated, and now it's the best hotel in the place. How many nights did you say you wanted?
Actually, I just wanted to know if you've seen this young lady. Her name is Angelina Morgan.
Now, I can't talk to strangers about guests. The hotel's reputation, you see.
I see. And if I were a guest myself, then...
Then, of course, we could have a little chat about who else has a room here at the moment.
Alright then. A room, please. For, let's say, 2 nights to start with.
Very well. That'll be £90.
C'est cher.
So, what about Angelina? Is she here?
The young lady checked in here a few days ago. Room 13, right next to yours, sir. However, I haven't seen her since yesterday morning.
Thank you. Room 13, that's down this corridor?
Yes, sir, your room is number 12. You do, of course, understand that I can't let you into the lady's room. As you know, the hotel has a reputation to uphold.
Huh. This takes me a step closer. I know Angelina was here. Perhaps I'll find some clues as to what she found out, and who didn't like it. One of the keys belongs to Angelina's room. It's number 13. But I can't get my hands on it while Murray's standing at the counter. Angelina checked in here and is staying in room 13. The guest book probably can't tell me much more. That Murray guy is sitting behind the counter with no intention of giving me the key for Angelina's room. I've got to distract him somehow. A whole row of old-fashioned lockboxes. Although they're only made of wood, they look like they're still tricky to break open. An old-fashioned telephone. It's probably meant to be classic, but to be honest, it's just old. A stand with what looks like tasteless postcards from tourists. They show either pictures of the village or blood-stained knives. Here's one with a screaming woman on it. Willow Creek. I was here and survived. Willow Creek. Makes your blood freeze. Willow Creek. Home of murderers. Unbelievable. You know, I can never be bothered with most postcards. But here's a card with a drawn map of the area showing the murder locations of 12 years ago all marked out. I could use the map to help me keep myself oriented. I'll take it with me.
I'll put it on your bill.
Et c'est combien, hein? C'est 10 € la carte?
I can't do a thing with the other postcards. It's already bad enough that I've been supporting Murray and his rip-off business by buying the map. What the? A cheap plastic mask of Samuel Gordon. Toy knife with blood-stained blade. And the worst thing is that you can bet that some of my fellow humans actually buy this stuff. And what's this thing supposed to be? The original soul key. Summon dark forces and scare the pants off your friends. Lights up in 3 different colors. Gruesome sound effects. Hellish fun. Batteries not included. I can't get my head around it. I'd rather chop my hand off than buy this plastic crap from China and speed up global warming and the demise of mankind. A bottle of schnapps. Maybe I could grab it while Murray's not looking.
Oh. La 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 la.
Voila! A bottle of alcohol. Murray seems to have just been eating something. I'm guessing that he's the only employee in his hotel, so he can't just go and leave his position at the counter to go and eat. The knife hasn't been used. I'll take it. Maybe I can still find a use for it. It's probably crockery that was intended for the guests. I can't see anything special about it. That's one of those things they use in big hotels to carry cases on. I find it rather hard to imagine them having hotel porters here. If at all, that thing was maybe used during the first months when the place opened. I'd like to bet it hasn't turned a wheel since. A classic dark brown leather armchair. The arms are worn somewhat. It's seen better days for sure. Until I found Angelina, I don't have any time to rest. A big houseplant in a hefty flower pot. No idea what type it is. I know nothing about them. I can't find anything exciting. The plants don't look all that happy. But like I've said, I don't know much about either botany or the psyche of plants. Room 13. That's Angelina's room. And that's my room, number 12. First I'll get rid of this rucksack, and then I need to find a way to get into Angelina's room. That's better. Strange. The wall doesn't look like it belongs here. Looks temporary to me. It's pretty dark back there, but it looks like the passage simply hasn't been renovated.
Oh, il y a quelque
I'd
chose
like
derrière
to
le
guess that this wall's been put up just to prevent the guests in the front part of the hotel from being disturbed while the restoration work's still going on in the back. Perhaps Murray ran out of cash, or he saw that he didn't need any more rooms. Whatever the case, the renovation didn't get finished. No. I don't think there's anything of interest waiting for me back there.
Je serais très curieuse, moi j'aurais bien envie d'y aller.
Let's see. A few crime stories, poetry
Ouais.
collections, fairy tales, horror stories. Just the thing for a relaxing night in a hotel. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have one of those. A whole load of good books. But I don't know how they're supposed to help me in my search for Angelina. A wooden clock with a glass cover and some carving on it. Huh. What's that? The clock's just an imitation. It can't be wound up. Probably a cheap electronic clock with batteries. I can't get it off. It's screwed on. I need a screwdriver or something like that to get it off the bookcase. There's a newspaper lying on the glass table. Maybe a service for the guests. Oh no, can't be. The paper's already several weeks old. Probably so little going on here that Murray hardly ever gets back here to tidy up. Nothing's older than yesterday's paper, but I don't have to read it. I think I'll just take a few pages. The idea is very much that you sit yourself in this armchair, read one of the books from over there, while quietly smoking a pipe or a cigar. Judging by the ashtray, it looks like that hasn't happened for some time though. It's sparkling clean. There's only a box of matches lying in it.
Ouais, mais moi ça me donne envie de relire, pas vous. S'installer confortablement là avec un petit livre.
Allardyce matches. Sounds like there's still a few in here. A newspaper. By the looks of it, I'd say it's a halfway serious local rag. Whatever. Probably not worth reading. A box of matches, branded Allardyce. There are a few matches still inside. An ordinary butter knife, luckily still unused, otherwise I would have hardly pocketed it. A small bottle with some serious alcohol in it. Murray's supposed to tip this stuff in his tea. A card from the Willow Creek area. It's marked where the murders took place 12 years ago. As long as I don't have any leads, I'd better just give a look around here once again. She was definitely here. Or maybe not in the village. My room key. Looks more like the key to a prison cell rather than for a hotel room. There's a wooden tag attached with the number 12 on it. I'm gonna keep this portrait of Angelina. She looks just stunning. The most beautiful girl I've ever met.
Oh, il est mignon. Désolé.
What else can you tell me about Angelina?
Don't know. Nice girl. Seems to be out a lot. Always went off for a couple of hours, then back to her room, then out again.
Did you notice anything? Was she nervous? Afraid?
No, not really. She seemed to be a bit stressed. Tense.
Intéressant.
And always in a hurry. That's just what young people are like.
Did you call the police when she didn't come back last night?
Why should I? She paid up front, everything's fine.
Oh yeah, everything's fantastic. She might be bleeding to death in the woods or in the hands of violent kidnappers. But she paid up front.
Calm down. Nothing will have happened to her. Absolutely nothing's happened here for 12 years, unfortunately.
Oh bah d'accord.
What did you say this building used to be?
The old Ashbury Sanatorium. The legendary, the gruesome, the unfathomable sanatorium of the crazy Robert Gordon.
I see.
Sir Robert was Samuel Gordon's uncle on his father's side. He lived in the castle and was, of course, like all Gordons, completely insane. He conducted experiments on the patients here in the sanatorium. Illegal experiments. Terrible experiments.
And no one noticed?
He mostly did it at night, alone. He only had one accomplice in the village, Dr. Herman. Both were murdered before their schemes were uncovered. But strange things have been happening since their deaths. People claim to have seen spectral apparitions in these corridors, and sounds that come out of the ground.
Sure, and that's probably written large on the front of your flyers, right? A couple of ghosts would surely be good for business. It's just a shame it's absolute moonshine. What can you tell me about this place?
Willow Creek. It's the nest in which I was born. Just like all the others you see around here. No one moves to here. Either you're born here and stay, or you're born here and leave. It can't keep hold of the youngsters anymore. They want to be in the city. The place is dying out.
Is there anything special to see here?
The museum, of course. I was significantly involved in setting it up. It's even on my land, which I've leased for a small, appropriate fee, of course. Go into the village. You won't miss it. We set it up once the flow of tourists dried up. You need to offer the people something, after all. We redesigned the rear part of the museum last year. Now it's got a lot more zip. It was my idea. None of the other people in the village have got any idea about business.
And?
You have to speculate to accumulate. You're not going to attract tourists with a couple of clay pots and carpets, are you?
How can you attract tourists?
With a show! You need to give them something. We've got 5 gruesome murders here, an old family full of maniacs, a dark curse. There must be some capital in that.
Doesn't seem to have worked all that well so far.
Alas, no. Many didn't get involved. Said you should let the dead rest in peace. We won't get anywhere like that.
Of course not.
During the first few months after the murders, it was looking really good. The papers wrote about our murders all the time. Loads of free publicity. They came from all over. Buses full. But then, well, the hype died down.
Ooh, How tragic. Hey, perhaps a couple of people should be killed every season. Then you'll get more press.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. You haven't invested all your savings. But I'll have the last laugh. This place is gonna be on the up again.
What's that castle out there on the hill?
That's the famous Black Mirror Castle, ancestral home of the Golden family. There are few buildings here that have a history as fascinating and blood-soaked.
Why, what happened there?
What didn't happen there, more like? Every imaginable abomination. Murder, torture, witch burning, dark rituals, devil worship. Everything.
Yeah, sure. And that's not just what you tell the tourists to make this place more interesting.
Well, perhaps it's not quite that bad, but what the people say is true. That castle is cursed. That much is certain.
Cursed.
Just look at the Gordons. An ancient family that's gonna die out. One blow of fate after the other. The latest events alone. Around 25 years ago, there was a fire in the castle, and Master Samuel lost his young wife in the flames. 12 years ago, the eldest Gordon committed suicide. He jumped from the castle tower. After that came Robert's murder and Samuel's suicide. The last surviving Gordon is Lady Victoria. She's already about 90. When she dies, one of the oldest families in England dies with her.
Sounds like bad luck, but not necessarily a curse.
It is. The castle is cursed. It makes the people crazy. How else are you going to explain one Gordon after the other completely losing it?
Some mental illnesses are hereditary. And if it's an old noble family, incest may also play a role.
Yeah. Or natural radioactivity, or poisonous groundwater. That's all far-fetched. It's a curse. Everyone knows that.
Oh, alors même Victoria est morte, donc du coup il y aura plus personne dans le château, dans le
What's
manoir.
that then? A soul key?
Comment ça se fait
They
qu'on
are
ait ça?
powerful, magical artifacts. After the murders 12 years ago, the police seized documents from the castle. Amongst them were also pictures of these soul keys. Samuel Golden must have been nigh on obsessed by them. The police believe that Samuel had several of them.
Perhaps the devil himself gave him the order to do it.
Perhaps. What's for certain is that he killed for it, and that the keys, assuming they ever existed, disappeared when he committed suicide.
And what has that got to do with this plastic trash?
That's no trash! Do you know how expensive it was to produce thousands of these and ship them here? Pal, that cost me a fortune.
Thousands! How many have you sold?
Put it this way, I won't need to reorder in the near future. Even though they're so fantastic. Well, they even light up when you put a battery in them.
Oh, awesome! Couldn't you perhaps give me Angelina's room key?
If you buy the hotel and let me retire, then we can talk about it.
And if I forget a 50-pound note on the counter, would you go outside to look at the pretty pictures on it in the daylight?
Young man, this is a quality hotel. I can't and won't allow its reputation to be damaged.
No one will notice. There's not a soul here.
You can't bribe me, and that's that.
Thanks for the chat, Murray.
My pleasure.
C'est dingue cette volonté à vouloir tout le temps soudoyer les gens, tu sais. Ouais. Est-ce que je laisse un petit billet là? Allez, maintenant c'est bon. Est-ce qu'on peut distraire le
That
réceptionniste?
pile's not been here for long. The leaves are soaking wet on the outside, but they look drier underneath. The rain hasn't made everything wet through. There's no way I could light this heap with a match on its own. The leaves underneath are too damp as well. A match wouldn't even char them.
ça marche?
I've got
On
the
va
crumpled
mettre-
newspaper in the middle, next to the leaves which aren't so wet.
Allumez le feu.
The newspaper's lit. The leaves next to it are just charring. They're not gonna burn, they're too damp for that. The newspaper's burning on the inside. The smoke's coming from the wet leaves. Quite a lot of smoke for such a small fire.
Allez, on va aller voir Murray. Parce qu'il aimerait bien être au courant, je pense. Y a le feu.
Murray, there's smoke outside. I hope the hotel isn't gonna burn down around our heads.
Bugger! Oh!
Vite.
As long as Murray's outside putting out the fire, I can take Angelina's key unnoticed.
Mais prends-la, dépêche-toi. Et puis marche plus lentement surtout, hein. Si jamais tu pourrais tomber, hein. Allez. Bon, en vrai, je te saute par-dessus la grille et tout.
Now we'd like to have that. The key for room number 13. Hopefully I might find some evidence of Angelina's whereabouts in her room.
Imaginez, il y a une caméra. Allez.
Those little brats! They've no idea how dangerous that is. They should.
The young are really bad.
Ah, les jeunes de nos jours, hein. Moi, de mon temps, c'était pas comme ça. Bon, allez. Yes. On est dans la chambre. Ah, c'est tout petit. Est-ce qu'on peut... Ah non, on peut pas fermer la porte. Mince. Il y a quelqu'un? Allô? Il y a quelqu'un ou pas? Mais... Regarde,
Nothing special. A typical hotel bathroom, like you can find all over the world. A completely normal tube TV, like most folks have at home. Should I sit myself down in front of the TV and wait until I see ghostly messages from Angelina in the white noise? Maybe not. A little cupboard. Looks rather like an antique. And inside there's... Sleeping potion. Now could that be Angelina's? Maybe she was having nightmares from all that business. What the hell have I gotten her into? A small, brownish bottle of a liquid sleeping preparation. 3 drops from dropping off.
Et on a tout un flacon. Eh bien, on va pouvoir endormir tout le village.
What's that? One of the pictures I took of Angelina. That's gotta be a clue for me. So it is. There are a few white notes on the back of the picture. Angelina must have swapped over the old picture with one of my pictures of her. She knew that anyone who knew her would spot it immediately. A white-painted ribbed radiator. The heating's lukewarm. I don't see anything that might be significant.
Elle aurait pu cacher quelque chose derrière le radiateur, hein. Sait-on jamais.
Interesting. Several cut lemons. And there's a sliver of wood stuck in one of them. She didn't eat the lemons, that much is clear. Lemons and a sliver of wood. That rings a bell somehow. A thick-walled but relatively squat glass. You'd normally be drinking a drop of the hard stuff out of this kind of glass. Here's a few sheets of writing paper. Now, did Angelina make any notes about her investigations? The paper looks completely unused. I won't find anything here. A thick, heavy, and very old-fashioned bedspread. There are woolen threads around the edges.
Attends, on
I
vole la
can't take the
couverture?
cover, but I can take the wooden thread as a souvenir. It wouldn't be the first time something like that had come in useful.
D'accord. Pourquoi
The
pas?
bed looks old-fashioned, but not uncomfortable. I'm rather tempted by the idea of a couple hours on it. I've been on my feet for more than 24 hours now.
Ah oui,
But I
quand même.
really can't allow myself a break until I found Angelina. Let's see. A few clothes hangers, a clothes rail, a few drawers. Everything empty and squeaky clean. Strange. There are 2 sheets of writing paper, folded twice, but there's nothing on them. Either it's a secret message written in invisible ink, or the empty pages themselves are some kind of clue.
C'est avec le
But right
citron.
now, though, I have no idea myself.
Mais si, c'est avec le citron. Vous savez, vous connaissez ce truc-là? Vous savez, vous prenez un cure-dent, vous le trempez dans du citron, vous écrivez avec le cure-dent, et attendez, je crois qu'il faut utiliser sur une lampe, non? Sur une bougie. Il n'y a pas de bougie? Bah sinon une ampoule, quoi. Faut chauffer un petit peu le papier. Mince, vous connaissez? Oui, avec le citron, c'est ça. Si on allume une allumette et on met derrière le papier, mais je ne lui dis pas de brûler le papier.
Let's see. There, you can see a black script. Of course, a real old trick. Angelina must have used lemon juice to write with. The heat makes the clear juice turn black. Ouch! Ah, damn it. The match is burned out and there's only a tiny corner of the text that's turned visible.
Utilise une ampoule. Alors on va mettre bout de laine dans le verre.
I'll put the thread in the glass, thus making it a woolen thread in a whiskey glass.
Bon, attends Darren, ne te fous pas de la gueule de ce qu'on est en train de faire, d'accord? Tu vas voir. L'alcool dans le verre. Comme ça on dirait du
Great.
pipi.
The woolen thread is acting like a wick and soaking up the alcohol. Looks like I've rediscovered the world's oldest artificial light source.
Ok. Maintenant, il nous faut du feu. Voilà. Et j'espère qu'il n'y a pas d'alarme incendie.
Awesome! My little fire's lit. It was working like that 10,000 years ago, too. Now what do I do with it? So, let's see. Ah, at last. There's Angelina's message.
Ok. Ah ouais, elle a écrit beaucoup, hein, avec un cure-dent et du citron. C'est donné à fond, hein.
Sunday, 1600.
I don't know what's supposed to be so special about Willow Creek. It all seems so forlorn, poor and desolate. Hopefully I won't have to disappoint Darren. He's helped me so much, and I only now hope that I can help him too. Sunday, 9 p.m. That Porter Murray is a damned shark. He had money off me for every single bit of info. I'm not doing that again. I'll go to the library tomorrow, and there's supposed to be a town museum too. Maybe I'll pick up something there about Darren's castle. Monday, 11 a.m. Black Mirror was built in the 14th century by the 2 brothers, Marcus and Mordred Gordon. The brothers argued and virtually waged war with each other. To this day, descendants of the Gordon line still inhabit Black Mirror Castle. They will, however, soon die out. The last young Gordon died 12 years ago, having committed suicide. Monday, 2 p.m. I've got something on the tree symbol that Darren discovered on Boris's ring. The symbol is mentioned in the Chronicle of the Gordon family. I also stumbled across it in the library. It's the symbol of a secret society, a kind of sect that wants to summon up dark powers and uses corpses in the process. What if Boris is one of them? Monday, 4 p.m. I found out in the pub that people believe there's a curse on Blackmere Castle and the Gordon family. Maybe I'll change the topic of my degree thesis. I'd much rather write about accursed castles, though I can't see my good Prof. Hubbard being too thrilled about the idea. Monday, 9 p.m. He's here. Reginald Boris is here in Willow Creek. I've just seen him sneaking about the hotel. What should I do? Is he here because of me? Now, of all times, right when I want to investigate the passage. I'm not going to let myself be stopped, but I'll send off some insurance.
Oh man, Reginald Boris. Angelina had been doing some research, and Boris had caught her at it. Now, he's holding her prisoner, and... does he want to lure me to him? In Maine, he wanted to take me on a journey. Is this all about me? Whatever the reason for all this might be, Angelina doesn't have anything to do with it. She's got into danger because she wanted to help me. It's my fault if something happens to her. I ought to go into the village and listen around. Angelina was there. But I need to be careful. I don't know who might belong to this order that Angelina warned me about.
Nous allons à Willow Creek, mes amis. Est-ce que vous êtes prêts? Ça faisait longtemps. Je suis un petit peu excitée. Je suis impatiente de voir le manoir. Qu'est-ce que fait?
We all know that old one.
What do you mean?
A young, attractive lady is carrying a stack of books and lets them fall at the feet of the hero.
Excuse me? I'm the librarian here, so it's quite right that I should be carrying books around the place. Young? Attractive? Well, I'll accept that. But why do you consider yourself to be a hero?
You're the librarian? Oh, then you can definitely tell me something worth knowing about this place, Miss,
Valley. You're American?
Darren Michaels. Do I really sound American?
Oh yes, now let me see. Your accent is non-rhotic. That is, you don't sound the phoneme R at the end of a syllable, or before consonants. And you have hard A sounds. That's the famous Boston accent.
Awesome! I really do come from Boston.
I've spent half my life in books, so something has to have stuck.
So then you can probably tell a damn Yankee something about Willow Creek?
What do you want to know?
I'm staying at the Gordon's Palace Hotel.
Really? You're letting yourself get ripped off by that old so-and-so Murray?
The building is supposed to have had a terrible past.
That's true.
It would seem that all of the male Gordons were a little bit crazy.
The curse of the Gordons.
Please don't tell me you believe in all that hokum.
I never used to.
You English. You like your ghost stories and all that a little too much.
Ah bah du coup il l'a vexé. Bah voilà. Non mais bravo Darren.
That's the obligatory village pub. It never was a great place, but since the old landlord left, it really has gone downhill. The new landlord is Tom, the chap at the chili stall. The fair will be here for a few more days yet, but I wouldn't bet that it'll be coming back again.
Well, is there anything about Willow Creek that's worth knowing?
Not a lot. There must have been a settlement there for a good 1,000 years or so. They found remains dating back that far.
Yeah, a stone circle in a forest. So I've heard.
Yes, there's one of those. It really only kind of got going around the 13th century when there was a monastery built in the neighborhood. Also a church and the first part of a castle.
And more recently?
You're talking about the murders. That's 12 years ago now. Let's not talk about those.
Comment on la suit à chaque fois qu'elle s'en va, tu sais? Non mais ça fait très creepy, la marche à côté d'elle, mais pas derrière comme ça, Darren. Hein. Vous en pensez quoi?
Back there, by the town hall, is my empire, the library. Perhaps
Vous
it's because
reconnaissez
there's
ici?
otherwise so little going on here. There are plenty of people who like to and who do read a lot. Sadly, often all the wrong things. Trashy stuff and the cheapest pulp lit are in high demand.
Vous reconnaissez ici? Ah, c'est trop bien. J'adore.
The castle nearby, isn't that the famous Black Mirror Castle?
It certainly is. Its inhabitants have influenced things around here for centuries. Sometimes for the good, sometimes rather more negatively.
How do you mean that?
Everything around here belongs to the Gordons. In the old days, virtually everything that went on here was all decided in the castle. Just what could happen in the village, and what could not.
And who lives in the castle today?
Lady Victoria Gordon, the last of the Gordons.
Elle est encore là?
Her old
Je crois
butler
que-
Bates, and her late brother's widow, Lady Eleanor.
Bates aussi?
I think there are a few other servants too.
Mais attendez, je croyais que Victoria, elle était morte, c'est pas ce qu'il a dit, Murray?
That's the museum. If you want to know
Bates
more
aussi,
about
il est là,
Willow
ouais.
Creek, then that's the place to be. At least in the front bit.
What's in the back?
The newly opened Black Museum. Cheap special effects animation. Horror and titillation at others' expense.
C'est génial.
What's wrong with the Black Museum? Why should you get so wound up about it?
It's not about informing people. Nothing to do with knowledge. It's about putting blood and suffering on display.
I'm afraid that's what folks are interested in.
Because they want to gawk. These are the same people who would rather photograph an accident than help out. They don't share in any of the misfortunes of those behind the spectacle.
Can you help me with the symbol? A tree where the roots reach around and up into the branches. That mean anything to you?
Where do you know that from?
You know something about it?
You ought to forget about it again as soon as possible.
I stumbled across it in Maine, and now I'd like to know if it...
Maine? You come... But you said Boston. I've still got something to finish. Good day.
On a perdu sa confiance. Elle se dit qu'on la
Miss
mitonne.
Valley,
Ouais.
listen!
Oups.
And she's gone. What was
Bah oui.
that all about?
Mais elle te connaît pas, mec. Elle se dit tu la mitonne. Alors là, avant il y avait le magasin, vous savez, la brocante de Murray justement. Maintenant c'est devenu un musée. On va rentrer dans le musée.
The flight was supposed to be cheap, but the airport is in the middle of nowhere. The taxi here was more expensive than a private jet.
Calm down, Albert.
And on top of that, your friend's guidebook is totally out of date.
You were happy that we didn't have to buy one. No one could have guessed that so much would change here within a few years.
Yeah. Just shut up, okay?
Postcards, brochures, and advertisements from Willow Creek. Here's some info about the library. Shame, the opening times aren't mentioned. And here are the local places of interest. This seems to be a tourist information office, as well as a museum. But there's nothing really interesting there.
Bulle de savon. Ah, vous savez,
A
c'est les
small,
trucs à bulles,
colorful
on souffle
tube.
dedans.
Looks like bubble mixture.
That's mine.
Pardon?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to have a quick look at it.
Pas me les prendre.
A god. He looks a bit simple-minded. Hi, are you the god here?
Oh, hello. My name is Bobby.
Oh, hello, Bobby. I'm Darren.
Hi, Darren.
What can you tell me about the museum?
I think it's nice. I don't really like it back there, though. It's so spooky.
Do lots of people visit?
Yes. So sometimes 5 or 6 a day.
Oh. Has anyone ever broken in?
No, I keep watch.
Nights as well?
No, there's an alarm.
Are you the guard here, Bobby?
Yes, I have to make sure that everything runs shape here.
An important job.
Yes, Mrs. Puft at the town hall gave me the job because I'm so big and strong.
Of course. No one would mess with you, right?
No, I'm very happy that I can work here. Tom says I'm too stupid, but Mrs. Puft says I'll do a good job.
Tom from the chili stand over there? Oh, you shouldn't worry about what he says.
But he's my brother. He looks after me, and I'm a big burden, he says.
What does Tom do for you that makes you such a burden?
Oh, he does a lot. I'm allowed to stay at his place and help in the pub.
Does he pay you?
No, Tom doesn't have much money. He says I cost too much because I eat too much. But now I give him the money that I get here, then it's perhaps not so bad anymore.
He takes all of your money so you can live at his place. I don't find that fair.
It's okay. It's better than having to do those other things again.
What kind of things?
He used to make me help him doing bad things. I don't like it. I'm a guard. Guards can't steal.
Tom stole things and you had to help him.
Oh, no. No, I didn't say that. Oh, no.
Bobby, it's okay. I didn't hear a thing.
Thank you, Darren.
All right, I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon, Darren.
Incroyable. On va regarder un petit peu aux alentours avant de partir. Voir si on trouve des indices parce qu'elle était venue ici, Angelina.
Old cast iron stove. Does that belong to the exhibition? I doubt it. Reminds me of my mom's tiled stove. I always felt good when it was cold outside and the wood was crackling in the stove. A barrel, like the ones all over the village. I guess there used to be a blossoming barrel industry here.
Ouais, Angelina était venue ici, à la bibliothèque aussi.
A broken display cabinet. Nothing in it, of course.
Qu'est-ce qui a été volé dedans? Il y avait
It
quoi?
says Black Ball of Destiny on the sign. All right. I'm apparently standing right next to Samuel's corpse. Other than that, there's nothing here.
Je me demande si c'était pas la boule qu'on avait mise sur le...
I don't really understand why there's a globe here. I bet most of the people here haven't even seen the neighboring village, let alone the rest of the world.
Dans The Black Mirror 1, on avait une boule qu'on avait trouvée dans un coffre dans le bureau de William. Eh bien, je me demande si c'est pas cette boule-là.
And here, you can see the world-famous milk churns of Willow Creek. Yay, a treasure chest! I found the treasure! Now I'm rich! That's just a stupid empty chest.
Peut-être pas.
Looks like a cross between a Roman chariot and a lawnmower. I study physics, not agriculture. I have no idea what that is. An old telephone, like the ones they used here in Europe at the beginning of the century. More like towards the end of the century for Willow Creek. A picture of a barn in the fog. I don't think the sun ever shines here in Hicksville. Eddie would have fun with this shelf. There are normal plates, painted plates, decorated plates, and glasses with soil. I don't really want to know anymore. I don't think that's part of the exhibition. Cleaner, a mop, brush, cloths, soap, and glass cleaner. What should I do with that?
Oh, on peut faire plein de trucs avec ça, mec. Mais, bon d'accord.
There's just that big book in the cabinet. What does it say on the plate? Gordon Family Chronicle. Hey, that might be interesting.
J'aimerais bien parler avec les touristes parce que ça se trouve ils sont au même hôtel et ils ont peut-être parlé à Angelina aussi.
This page is full of medals. But there's a bit of text there too. And therefore our brotherhood should operate in the spirit of this great man for all time. It shall serve beyond the dominion of the church, free of all the conventions, and over and above all earthly jurisdiction. Commit yourselves only to your one aim, that you may take control of that higher power. Our great strength lies in our secrecy. We stand in the darkness, in the shadows, and look into the light, invisible to all who may impede us. For if no one knows we exist, then we cannot be stopped. Therefore, my brothers, hold to these rules. The members of the order shall not be known to one another. Only the high priest of the order shall be able to call every member by name and rank. At order assemblies, every brother shall be masked so that none may recognize him. No outsider may be informed by the order, neither purposely nor through carelessness. Be wary, my brothers. Behave inconspicuously, but be wary. The day on which you must prove yourselves will come sooner than you think. Not very fruitful. I still don't know what the order's aim is, but it seems to be one single big aim. It's gotta be on the pages before these. I've gotta get that chronicle somehow. I'm not sure if this chair is supposed to be for exhausted or knowledge-hungry visitors. It's certainly not sturdy. An ancient sewing machine. I bet they sewed the curtains here with it, and then just left the thing standing where it was.
Ça cloche ici, vous trouvez pas?
What does it say here? The death bell of Warm Hill Church. I guess the church doesn't exist anymore. Otherwise, the bell wouldn't be here.
Excuse me. Hi. I've just arrived in Willow Creek. Have you got any tips for me? Is there anything worth seeing?
Are you also a tourist?
Yes. You could say that.
Well, we actually wanted to take a look at the notorious sanatorium today, but some kind of freak has made a hotel out of it, and the guy at the reception tried to pawn us off with some cheap tourist rubbish. Like we were thrill seekers.
Exactly, Albert. And then he said that the ghost of this Samuel Gordon still haunts the castle. You can see him at night at the windows of the burned wing. Really spooky.
Laughable. Anyway, we came here afterwards. We'd expected a bit more from a black museum. We'll go and see the castle afterwards. Hopefully, that's at least worth looking at.
Thanks for the information. Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thank you, you too.
On a une liste.
An endlessly long history of Willow Creek. Let's see. Willow Creek's underworld. The village of Willow Creek was founded during the time of the ancient Romans. Even back then, the river often broke its banks, turning the surrounding area into marshland. A few years after the foundations were laid, a small drainage system was constructed, which managed to alleviate the problem for many centuries. In the Middle Ages, the drainage system fell into despair and was largely forgotten. However, in the year 1867, Werner Gordon ordered the construction of a completely new drainage system in order to put a stop to the growing number of floods and resultant crop failures. This made it possible to keep the parts of the surrounding area dry and prevent the river from flooding again. Next to it is a little illustration of where the water's redirected when the level gets too high. And what's that? There's an old bunker from the Second World War here too, directly connected to the drainage system. Sounds quite unpleasant. Huh. What's that? An escritoire without a lock puzzle. It's gotta be an old model. The pictures show farmers at work in the fields. Apart from that, I can't see anything interesting. I'm not gonna touch it, unlike the hordes of tourists before me.
Est-ce que je peux aller là-bas? Ok, on y va. Le musée des horreurs. Y a qu'une seule pièce? C'est vite fait, hein, le tour, hein? Ah oui, c'est le médecin. Oh non, c'est horrible.
The madman Samuel Gordon murdered the respected Dr. Heinz Hermann in a bloody frenzy. He decapitated the popular doctor in his own home, near to the village.
C'est quoi ça? Qu'est-ce qui est tombé dans le broyeur là?
The models are cheaply made, but don't look all that old. A lurid scene. This
Le
seems
pauvre
to be
gamin.
about the murder of a boy. The youngest victim of the series of murders was the 12-year-old Vic V. He was brutally murdered at a stone circle in the forest, not far from the village. Here are some pictures of the stone circle. Witness accounts, a statement from the police, newspaper clippings. It looks like people assumed it was a ritual murder at first. Heavy metal Satanists in murderous frenzy. What makes someone butcher another human being? A child at that. It must have been dreadful.
Oui, pourquoi avoir tué l'enfant? Je comprends pas non plus, effectivement. Il y a ça
A
aussi.
shredding machine? What's that all about? Shredding machine from the garden of Black Mirror Castle. Who do the mysterious traces of blood on the inside of the shredding machine belong to? What kind of gruesome stories could this machine tell us about its former owner? In what kind of bloodthirsty crime did it play an incisive role? A mystery that will probably never be solved. BS.
Fenêtre.
The window is locked and alarmed. The window. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
That big book over there in the display case, the Gordon's Chronicle. What can you tell me about that?
Everything about the Gordon family's in it. Lady Victoria gave it to the museum, but it's only allowed to be shown here, not back there where it's spooky.
I can imagine that Lady Victoria doesn't want to see her family chronicle in that crappy, ghoulish black museum. May I have a closer look?
I'm not allowed to take it out of the showcase.
Have you got a key for it?
Yes, Mrs. Puff trusts me. I've got keys for everything. Except the front door. And Mrs. Puff always puts the alarm on because of the insurance, she says.
So the Chronicle is never taken out of the display case. Perhaps I can ask Mrs. Puff myself.
No, the book mustn't be taken out. Lady Victoria has forbidden it. She says it's an evil book.
So you've got a key for the display case, but you're not allowed to open it.
Exactly.
Tell me, Bobby, the cabinet back there, has it been broken long?
Yes, Darren. For 4 weeks already.
How did it happen?
I don't know. One morning I came in and it was just broken.
So someone broke in and stole what was in it?
Yes. I completely forgot about that. But it's not so bad. There was just a bowl in it.
What kind of ball?
A big black one.
Thanks for the info.
You're welcome, Darren.
C'est ça, c'est la boule noire.
Is that your wonderful bubble blowing kit?
Oh yes, I love blowing bubbles. But I've blown so many today that it's empty.
Maybe I can get some more soapy water for you.
No, thanks. It's nearly closing time. I'm not in the mood anyway. I'm too hungry.
Why's that?
I had no breakfast. Tom didn't buy any bread. We've got no money because the pub isn't doing well. And now there's this expensive stall as well.
But you still need to eat.
Tom doesn't eat much. Beer's just as good as bread, he says.
Yeah, I bet.
Bon.
About the black ball,
Yes?
did the police come?
No. Mrs. Puft said they aren't interested in that.
Oh. Well, who is interested in it then?
Mrs. Valley, I think. She looked at it.
Thank you, Bobby. How about I get you something to eat?
Oh, that would be very nice of you, Darren.
Let's see what I can do. Alright, I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon, Darren.
A big barrel. It's supposed to collect rainwater. Although it's always raining here, that barrel is almost empty. Seems to have a leak somewhere. Willow Creek Museum. That sign must have cost the townsfolk quite a bit.
Parce qu'Angelina est allée à la bibliothèque avant d'aller au
library.
musée.
Miss Valley's Empire. The light is off and the door is locked. I'll have to come back later.
Bon, tant pis.
The clock on the tower is huge. However, it seems to have stopped. That must be the town hall. There's no church in the village, but I saw one on the way here. The houses here look just as dilapidated as the rest of the place. The village comes to an end less than 100 yards from here. I hardly think there's a quaint alleyway, a picturesque canal, or a peaceful courtyard hidden around the corner. Actually, I'm quite sure there isn't. It looks like it's a bakery. Or was a bakery. Hard to say whether the building is still in use. It must have been built years ago. But now it looks rather untended and abandoned.
Quel dommage. Bon, allez, on va aller dans le bar.
An overturned beer keg. Pure show for the tourists, I reckon. Even here, they're hardly likely to still get their beer delivered in wooden barrels.
Vous vous souvenez, Vic, il avait cassé une fenêtre ici, en jouant au ballon.
Empty. Exactly like in this place here.
Ouais. Oh, le menu aussi.
I can scarcely recognize what's on the board. It must have been written weeks ago. The wind and the rain have done their worst since then. Taking into account this country's food culture and the look of the pub, I'm not gonna go to the trouble of decoding the culinary delights. The building looks like it was renovated years back, but has been completely neglected ever since. There's dirt and dust all over the walls. A hose pipe would work wonders. The pub looks anything other than promising. If I was a routine tourist, it would never cross my mind to go in there to get a drink, let alone to eat. I don't know what these kind of windows are called. There are lots of little glass panes and a lead lattice. They're much cheaper than big panes, since you can use broken pieces in them too. Some hand towels which have been hung out to dry. The rooms above a pub are traditionally inhabited by the landlord and his family. Even from down here, you can still see stains on the towels. But I don't need one anyway. That's gotta be Willow Creek's bench.
Il veut dire que c'est le seul banc du village?
The pub's still shut.
Oh
I'll have to
non.
come back later.
Est-ce qu'on lui achète à manger à la fête foraine? On va voir si on peut lui ramener des chichis ou un truc, non? Ah, mais on peut acheter à manger là. Texas chili.
Chili, hot chili, super hot chili, Guatemalan hellish hot chili.
Il y a que du
Well,
chili, d'accord.
Looks like they might be selling chili here.
Ouais.
A chili stall. A bit tatty. And it doesn't look like there's too much going on. There would appear to be a few different types of chili, but I only see one pot. Huh. Gas bottles. A red and a blue one. Probably to fuel the grill, but I wouldn't bet on it. Willie's Texas Chili. Now that sure makes me feel right at home. Public festival. Only without a public. There's barely a dozen folks here. And at least 2 stalls and the swing boats have already shut up shop. It's simply not worth it. I don't reckon I'm gonna make too much progress here at the fair. The show people aren't from around here and won't be able to help me for sure.
On sait jamais, peut-être qu'ils ont vu Angelina.
A chili stall. A bit tatty. Hi there.
What would you like? Normal or extra?
What?
Normal chili or extra hot chili?
I'm not too sure just now.
Normal.
Nobody
je
gets
pense.
paid for just standing around.
All
pense que c'est
those
normal.
other folks can wait.
Not exactly backwards and coming forwards, are we? I like it. What do you want?
What can you tell me about Willow Creek?
No idea. I was born here and I'll die here, I suppose.
Doesn't exactly sound like there's much going on here.
So there isn't. 10, 12 years ago, it was good here for a while. You could make good money, what with all the tourists. We all thought things were on the up, but it never was. Loads of people lost money, they invested, and then bit by bit the visitors stopped coming.
Yeah, take old Murray and his hotel for example.
It's still kind of half okay there. He's got a finger in most things round here and takes his cut. There's plenty more, though, that really caught a cold. They went bust. 2, 3 of them hanged themselves.
D'accord.
What can you tell me about Miss Valley?
She's a nutter. She's been in the loony bin. She belongs back in there, too, that's what I say.
So, what's wrong with her?
She never got over what happened to her brother.
So? Come on then. What about it?
12 years ago. A series of murders. The murder that caused the biggest sensation all across the country was when little Vic Valley was killed. A little boy who was murdered by Samuel Gordon in a stone circle in the forest. And in a very nasty way, too.
That's really awful. And
C'était
Miss
sa sœur.
Valley...
C'est la sœur du-
She's the sister. She found him the next day. It really screwed her up. Stopped eating, didn't speak to anyone anymore. When she swallowed a load of rat poison, she was committed.
Oh, jeez. And in spite of all that, she's come back out now and is back living in Willow Creek of all places?
Turned up here again a few years back. The doctors reckoned it would be better for her, but once you've had roof damage, then, well, it's always gonna leak, isn't it? That's what I say.
What can you tell me about the museum?
That's
Ah ouais, c'est la
another
bibliothécaire.
brilliant idea from the town hall. Who, I ask you, wants to see that load of old crap in there?
Huh. Well, the Gordon Family Chronicle is very impressive.
What's so impressive about a bloody book? Does it bring more people into the village? No.
And Bobby.
That bloody Mrs. Puff from the town hall got him the job. One of those unbearable do-getters, always sticking her nose in and turning Bobby against me.
He seems to take his job very seriously.
Rubbish. I know what's going on. If anyone wanted to break into that museum, then Bobby would be absolutely no deterrent. Thank goodness they didn't give him any kind of weapon.
Bobby in the museum told me that you're his brother. He seems like a really nice guy.
If you only have to put up with him for a few hours, maybe he is. But I've got to knock about with this stupid idiot. Day in and day out. He can't get a single thing right. But everybody fusses about him because he's got it so tough.
Aw, jealous?
Jealous of that idiot?
Does he live with you?
I've been lumbered with him since our parents died. He ought to be put into a home with all the other retards. But who's going to pay for all that?
Nice to hear how your family holds itself together. Who are you?
What's that got to do with you?
My name's Darren. I'm studying English literature and would like to learn more about the country and its people. That sound familiar to you?
Should it?
A fellow student of mine may well have been around here recently.
No idea.
You'd have noticed her. Tall, pretty...
Haven't seen her, and I'm here pretty much all day, hunkered down here. My name's Tom.
I'd like a portion of chili, please.
Now you do. Normal or odd?
If I'm right, then there's only one pot anyway.
Hot then.
Comment il te sort ça comme de la bouillie là?
You called it right.
Oh, the mighty Lord is generous to the lower born.
Do you know anything about a black ball? It was stolen from the museum a few weeks ago.
I heard about it. It doesn't really interest me, frankly.
So, not exactly a lot going on round here then.
You think I don't know that? Crowds of folk from all over the place. Loads of hungry customers, you said. And it's getting worse by the year.
Isn't Willow Creek also a bit too small for a fair?
Those clever pillocks in the town hall had it all worked out. They reckoned that people from all round these parts would come here. It used to work out okay, too. Everybody wanted to come and have a look at the murder capital. But nowadays, it's just one big loss maker.
The people just aren't gonna be drawn here by a couple of carousels and a few stalls.
And who has to foot the bill for all these fantastic ideas? Me.
Is the pub yours?
Where'd you hear that?
Miss Valley reckons it is.
You shouldn't get involved with that nutter. She's a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
When's the pub open?
This evening, after I've shut down the store. Those commercial Einsteins in the town hall make me keep open from 11 in the morning to at least 5 p.m. And in the meantime, I've sold just about sod all. If it was down to me, I'd have chucked all this lot here in the harbour by now. Shoved it up the Lord Mayor's arse.
I need to get on. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
I got you some chili. I hope you like it.
Oh, yeah. But I've got no money.
Don't worry, it's on me.
Oh, thanks, Darren. But I'll give you something too then.
Une clé, une petite clé. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous a donné? C'est quoi ça?
Thanks.
J'aime bien le thanks. 5 minutes plus tard. Ouais. Oh, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
An entirely ordinary sparkler. It was definitely much more valuable to Bobby than it is to me.
Ah, un cierge. Je regarde si on peut prendre quelque chose dans l'armoire. Est-ce que le savon...
Cleaner, a mop, brush, cloths, soap, and glass cleaner. What should I do with that?
Le savon, tu lui refais des bulles au savon, comme ça lui il est content. Oh, la veste. Oh, la
As
veste.
long as Bobby's sitting there, I'm not gonna get my hands on the key in his jacket pocket.
Il va falloir le distraire.
As long as Bobby's sitting there.
C'était comment ton chili, Bobby? T'as pas besoin d'aller aux toilettes?
Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
So, are you full now?
Yes, was delicious, really hot.
And you still don't want to blow bubbles?
I do, but I don't have any more bubble mixture.
Should I get some for you?
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm out of here. See you around.
See you soon, Darren.
Il nous faut le savon, là. Prends le savon, Darren.
Liquid soap. I could use that for the bubble mixture. But I
Il
don't
pense
want to
enfin.
take the whole bottle.
On va prendre la bouteille à bulles.
I'll take that with me, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Ok. Alors attendez, on va utiliser la bouteille là pour prendre le savon. Allez. Ah, il veut pas? Bon.
There must be some... Yeah, liquid soap. I'll put some in the tube.
Ok, super.
That's
Ouais.
it.
Oh, la petite musique, elle est géniale. Vous entendez la musique? Elle est trop belle, la musique
An
du
old
jeu.
rope. It's wrapped around the pole up there, and the other end disappears into the canal. I can't make out where it leads. The water's too dirty. Aha, a little bucket. Perhaps one of the residents wants to save money by collecting some of his water from the canal.
C'est
The
dégueulasse.
bucket is full of canal water. It seems quite clean in the bucket. At least it looks cleaner than when it was in the canal.
Bon, on lui remplit son truc avec l'eau des égouts, hein.
It's full.
Tiens, tes bulles.
Look, Bobby. I filled up the bottle with soapy water.
Wow. Thanks, Darren.
All right. This is my chance. Got it.
Ok, génial. Eh mais là c'est vraiment pas discret moi.
It is 8 p.m. The museum is now closing. Please make your way to the exit. We would like to thank you for your visit and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow from 11 a.m.
Ah, damn it.
Bien évidemment.
Hi, Darren. We're closing now.
I heard.
You can come back tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. See you then.
See you then, Darren.
Ok. Ah. J'imagine qu'on va lire le livre demain.
I haven't got the key for the main door. I guess I'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Il y a un truc...
Get out of here!
Huh?
You're putting us all in danger. You are death!
Leave me alone.
It's the curse. The curse! It's gonna get you!
Désolée, je devrais pas rigoler.
Get out of here!
Mais imaginez, vous sortez d'un musée et il y a quelqu'un qui vous fait ça en pleine nuit, tu sais.
It's the curse.
Death! I told him!
It will get
So I'm
you.
That's the only piece of information I've picked up on this trip so far. And now, back to the hotel? Or is there anything else for me to find out here?
On va aller se coucher, monsieur, ouais, c'est ça. Il est là? On lui parle ou pas? On va lui parler. Pourquoi pas? On va lui parler.
Je suis la mère.
On peut pas lui parler? Oh, bah c'est dommage, on peut pas lui parler. On peut lui parler?
That's the bum who grabbed me at the museum. Poor crazy loser. Brain's probably totally picked.
On va quand même lui parler. Ça se trouve, il a des trucs intéressants à nous dire. Peut-être bizarre, mais intéressant.
Hey! What's all that supposed to be at the museum? Hey! You know me?
You are the Antichrist.
Yeah, and you're just a little soft in the head, right?
You can't deny it. It's in you. It's in your veins, in your heart, in your head.
What's in me?
The evil spirit.
Oh, that's enough! Your head is full of crap, marinated in alcohol.
Can you feel it? The menace? The evil?
Oh, get off!
Et ouais, c'était très drôle en effet.
I've got nothing more to say to the guy.
Ok. Je lui demanderai quand même pourquoi il nous dit ça, moi. Il y a plein de trucs. Jeu de fléchettes. Il y en a un qui s'est pas lancé du tout. Hein. C'est quoi ça?
If I remember correctly, darts was invented here in England. Or was it Ireland? The Brits seem to have a talent for coming up with all these weird games and sports. Golf, billiards, soccer, darts, and all those crazy horse sports. A map of the surrounding district. Looks like the places where the murders took place are marked on it too. At first glance, it looks like there's plenty of alcohol. Look closer and you can see that nearly all the bottles are empty. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom's his own best customer. Well, I'm no beer glass expert, but these glasses don't look all that British. I've seen glasses like that in pictures of the Munich Beer Festival. Maybe Tom likes German beer. And likes to serve it German style too.
Ça veut dire quoi ça?
One full ashtray. Tom seems to have another hobby, apart from drinking. Photos of famous celebs who visited the pub. Impressive. Even the Lord Mayor's been here. Have you seen anything else interesting?
Yes, we were allowed to look at the castle today. That was really great. The ruins are totally creepy.
But the chili we ate was even better. It was the most delicious I've ever eaten. The trip was worth it for that alone.
Oh. I should try that too. Did you see the ghost?
There are no ghosts. We searched the castle thoroughly.
At least the garden.
No ghosts.
I thought so. Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thank you, you too.
A pinball table. Like everything else around here, looks a bit second-hand. I don't feel any need to talk to the guy. I don't know what I could ask him at the moment. Now let's see. High score. First place, Tom. Second place, Tom. And so on. Ninth place, Vic.
C'est le petit garçon. Oh.
I don't feel any need to talk.
C'est Vic, il a la 9e place.
Mainly English, Scottish, and Irish specialties. Whiskey, gin, and so on. Oh, hello, Miss Valley. It's a small world.
Darren, nice to... yes, who'd have thought it?
Is everything all right?
Me? Yes, why? I mean, why not?
You seem a bit nervous.
Oh, no, I've just... with Murray about... I just see ghosts. It's just the 12 years, you understand.
No.
And how could you? You aren't... I mean, every 12 years... Every 12 years, something terrible happens. In the village, in the castle, in the forest. Dreadful things.
Miss Valley, can I somehow...
Ah ouais, tu penses?
Oh... oh no. Please excuse me. It's just that a lot has happened recently, and I thought... Never mind.
No. What did you think? And what's it got to do with this 12-year cycle?
It's got nothing to do with you. Fortunately. I have to go.
Miss Valley, What's wrong with her? She seems to have some serious problems.
But so have I. Still no trace of Angelina. Perhaps I'll get some brilliant idea tonight.
Tu penses qu'elle cache un truc? Elle était venue pour parler avec Murray, non? C'est pas ce qu'elle a dit?
Good evening, Murray. What have you got there?
A letter for your friend.
A letter for Angelina? Unlikely. Who knew that she was here?
But that's what's written on it. Miss Angelina Morgan, Golden's Palace. It was posted somewhere very close to here. Yesterday, I would assume.
Will you give me the letter? It could be important.
Indeed, it could. Important for Miss Morgan.
Give me the damn letter. I gotta...
You've got to restrain yourself, young man. This letter is addressed to Miss Morgan. And I'm not going to breach the sanctity of the post to...
Murray! Angelina has been missing since yesterday. No one in the village has seen her. Maybe she's been kidnapped. Have you considered that?
Perhaps she's on a day trip and doesn't want anything more to do with you. Have you considered that? I must think of the hotel's reputation. I'm not going to give you the letter.
But...
Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
Thank you. You've done enough already.
Attends, il a mis la lettre derrière, là?
There goes my night's rest. I've got to have that letter. It's gonna move things on, I can feel it. That's my room. Like all the rooms here, a converted cell. It doesn't really feel all that friendly, and it's rather uncared for. Apart from the price, there's nothing much here that's first class.
Regardez.
Huh. The bed's a little to one side. As though it's been pushed around. Maybe there's something under there.
Musique inquiétante.
Aha, now then. The carpet under the bed has been torn up. And there seems to be some kind of metal cover there. I need to take a closer look at this.
Il est trop fort, hein. Excusez-moi, je devrais pas...
There it is. A kind of round metal cover. It was hidden under the carpet.
Okay.
A round metal plate, about 20 inches in diameter. Maybe copper? Oh, I can't say how thick it is, but it gives the impression of being solid and heavy. There are 5 rings on the cover, and they turn. There's an animal symbol engraved on each ring. And in the middle of the cover, there's a handle. Ugh. It's rock solid. No chance. I probably have to set the right combination. But I don't know what it is, and there must be thousands of possibilities. The carpet's been cut in 2 places, and then folded up. It doesn't seem to have been glued to the floor.
Mais c'est bizarre parce que les personnes qui faisaient le lit, ils ont pas vu ça en faisant le lit. Ça sert à rien de cacher des trucs sous votre lit, hein, parce que votre maman, vous savez, quand elle fait votre lit, elle voit ce qu'il y a en dessous.
Murray sure enjoys his cup of tea in the evenings. He really seems to like the taste. He's always sipping at it. Okay, I've got 2 problems. How do I get to the lockboxes without Murray stopping me? And how do I open the box with Angelina's letter in it?
Alors, on a quelques somnifères et on a du thé. Alors,
Bonne nuit, Murray.
That's it. Sweet dreams.
Can I help you?
il nous a vus?
No. No thank you. I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed now.
Very well.
Eh, il nous aime pas du tout, hein.
I'll give him a couple of minutes.
Attention. Super. Eh, vite, vite.
Excellent. He's fast asleep.
Ouais. Vite, on va prendre la lettre.
Okay, Murray's asleep. Now I can get to the boxes. But without a key or a lock-picking tool or something like it, I'm not going to be able to open the box with Angelina's letter in it. And I don't want to go looking for the key in Murray's pockets. He'd notice that and would hand me over to the cops right away. Evening.
Huh?
I need to open a locked cupboard. Could you help me with that?
Me? What makes you think that?
Bobby said something.
The fat idiot ought to keep his gob shut.
Now then, can you help me out?
Call a locksmith. You can buy drink from me, nothing else.
Let's have a beer, Tom.
Sure, if you're all paying for them both. Just 'cause I own the place doesn't mean I drink for free.
Sure, that's a no-brainer.
On va alors en dessous jusqu'à ce qu'il nous parle et qu'il nous donne le truc.
What's up? Why aren't you drinking?
I'm not so fast.
Haha, Yanks, can't handle proper beer, eh?
Tom, you didn't want to have a drink today.
Shut your gob, spacko.
You're supposed to be real handy, so I've heard.
There's something in that. My dad had a workshop. I used to help him a lot. I was already tuning mopeds even at 10 years old.
Really? I've got 2 left hands. I can't even crack a simple lock.
Nice try. But I'm not that boozed up. And I'm not an idiot like him over there.
Why don't you have yourself another beer? It's on me.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Please don't.
Now tell me, Tom, just theoretically speaking, how could I crack a lock in an old safe?
They're not so easy to crack. For a start, you need the right tool.
And that would be...
A lock-picking tool.
Aha. And only theoretically speaking, I could get one of those from you?
Do you think I'm a burglar?
I think you'll want the 50 pounds that I'll give you for it.
Get out of it. Go on. Off with your mate, Bobby. You make a lovely couple. A right pair of tots.
70 pounds?
I want 200 quid.
I haven't got that much.
Loser. Then you're not getting that too. You're all losers. Just using me.
Une troisième bière? Non mais attends.
I'd like to bet you couldn't drink 3 pints back to back.
You pay, I'll prove I can.
Okay. Go.
Les musiques du jeu sont sympas, non?
There you are.
I somehow suspected that wouldn't be a problem for you.
Il est en train de s'écrouler.
Are you a burglar, Tom?
What bollocks? It's all lies. You don't get decent people stealing.
Exactly. Then you also don't need a lock-picking tool then, do you, Tom?
Peace off, you wanker! Get out! Give me some peace! Off you go! And take that idiot with you too!
I'm only going once you've given me that tool. Here, 50 pounds, and I'll bring it back to you.
It's not my fault, you know. It's Bobby. If he wasn't like he is, things would be better. They all left me on my own. They only left me that animal. How could a decent person get on like that, with such a millstone around their neck?
The tool, Tom?
Merci. Ah bah dis donc.
Not my fault.
I'll take him home.
I'm really sorry, Bobby.
It's okay, Darren.
I feel like the world's biggest asshole.
Ouais.
I've got to bend the wire so that the individual lock-in pins are arranged in a line. After that, the lock should then open.
Hein? Alors il faut que, vous voyez, les lignes qui sont là, des trucs, soient alignées avec la ligne rouge ici. Donc quand je passe le fil, regardez, là c'est trop haut, trop bas, trop haut. Ah là il faut un petit peu plus bas, j'ai l'impression. On a réussi.
That's it. The lock's open.
Yeah.
That's it. A letter addressed to Angelina Morgan. Oh, you'd better be worth it.
A sealed letter. Angelina's name's on it. It was posted yesterday. Locally around here. I ought to read it. It could get me somewhere. Let's see. If anyone's reading this, then something's gone wrong.
My name is Angelina Morgan, and I'm gathering information about Black Mirror Castle, the Gordon family, and a secret society. I feel under threat and am being followed by a man called Reginald Boris. Please contact the police and Darren Michaels in Biddeford, Maine, USA for further information. I've heard scratching noises coming from beneath my room. I'm scared. I have discovered a space under the floor and was able to decipher the code. The solution was known by two storytelling brothers from Germany, GFT 62 17 1 25. I'm going to throw in this letter and ask Murray for another room. Darren, if you're reading this letter, I've really tried, so I'd like to thank you here for your help. I love you.
Oh, elle nous aime.
She... No. I would break down if anything happened to her. Noises under her room. Reginald Boris creeping about the hotel. Two storytelling brothers. I bet I could also open the other lockboxes. But I've got what I want, and I'm not a hotel thief. At least, not a full-time one.
Pendant qu'il fait dodo, il en saura rien. Vite, vite, t'arrêtes.
I'd rather chop my hand off than buy this plastic crap from China and speed up.
Ok. Alors, sur la lettre, elle a écrit 62 17 1 25.
How was that again? Two storytelling brothers from Germany. And here's a book. Grimm's Fairy Tales, that's gotta be it. There are 15 selected fairy tales in the contents. The Frog King or Iron Henry. Huh. GFT 12, Rapunzel. And so on up to GFT 187.
Alors 62, c'est abeille. 17, serpent. 1, grenouille. Et 25, corbeau.
That's exactly what's in Angelina's letter. GFT and then a few numbers. I'll take the contents page with me. Shame about the book, but nobody would have read it in the next 100 years anyway. That's the contents from the book The Fairy Tales of Brothers Grimm. Let's see.
Alors 62, 17, 1, 25. Donc 62, on avait dit que c'était l'abeille. Comment je fais pour tourner? Voilà. 62, 17, on avait dit 17 serpents. Serpent, c'est ça. 1. Hop. La grenouille. Et 25, c'est le corbeau.
That's it.
Yes.
I heard a quiet click.
Yes, yes.
Ugh, a disgusting stench. That's gotta be the sewers. Or a hole that's being used as a sewer. It's pitch black. I can't tell how deep it is, but I think I have to go down there. Angelina's being held prisoner there somewhere. I know it.
You can't be serious.
He's fast asleep, like a baby.
Hey, my man.
Wake up.
How? What?
Nah, it's about time.
What can I do for you?
We want another room.
The whole corridor stinks of sewage.
Of course.
I've heard that the ghost of Samuel Gordon has apparently been repeatedly sighted in the castle.
That's true. During the bad storm 2 weeks ago, Joseph, the homeless chap, came to me and begged me to let him stay here. He said he'd seen Samuel's ghost behind one of the castle windows. A harrowing face. He thought he would die. That's probably the real reason that no tourists come here anymore.
Yeah, sure. It's got nothing to do with the fact that Willow Creek's got nothing to offer but a couple of cheap plastic corpses. Thanks for the chat, Murray.
My pleasure.
Vous pensez que Samuel est encore en vie?
Huh. Lights up in 3 different colors. Oh man. I hate to buy this thing, but I need light, and I need it now.
An excellent choice, sir. A tribute to your good taste.
Just shut it.
Je vous rappelle que les piles ne sont pas incluses. Alors, du coup, ouais.
I can't get it off. It's screwed on. I need a screwdriver or something like that to get it off the bookcase.
Le couteau?
Yep, that's how it's done.
Ouais, peut-être qu'il est encore vivant. Il me semble aussi, je crois qu'on
I've
pouvait
got
acheter des
'em.
masques.
2
de Samuel.
1.5 volt batteries.
Donc si ça se trouve, c'est quelqu'un qui porte un masque de Samuel. Non? On met les piles dans la clé.
The batteries fit and I've got light. So, let's go down into the underground.
C'est quand
It
même
really
énorme,
is
le
the
truc.
sewers. Pretty ancient for sure. More than 100 years old. I can see water, and there's some steps in the wall.
Comme par hasard, au moment où on descend, il y a de l'éclair.
Oh man, this is not an inviting place.
Quelqu'un a refermé la porte. J'ai entendu.
Hey, there's a metal bar on the wall. I'm taking it with me. You just never know.
C'était quoi ce bruit? Mais ouais, on entend des bruits bizarres. Il y a quelqu'un dans les égouts? Vers le haut.
Huh. A piece of timber about 1.5 feet long. Ah! I hate rats.
Qui a sursauté? Il y en a un autre là, justement. Est-ce qu'on va là? Caisse? C'est pas une caisse, ça?
I don't exactly know what all these grates are for. Maybe they're here to stop all the big pieces of float Sam. Or they're here to stop folks breaking into houses from the drains. I don't exactly know what all these grates are for. Seems to be holding. A real dream. Angelina will be able to tell from 100 yards off that I'm coming to her rescue.
Darren reste romantique, mes amis.
If Angelina is here, then she's definitely got to be on this side of the grate. A pipe which goes off downwards at an angle and hangs here. That's a piece of fabric. Could be from a blouse. And it doesn't look like it's been hanging all that long. I hope it's not Angelina's. But whose else could it be? The pipe leads steeply downwards. I can't see where it ends. It's big enough to climb into. Now, is she down there? Angelina! Angelina! Nothing. I just hope that the pipe doesn't get any narrower down there, and that I can't find a way back outside. Damn slippery, as though somebody had greased the pipe with... Ah! Ah! Oh! Damn. As if someone has put oil all over the pipe. Oh, the stupid soul key is cracked. I can't even see my hand in front of my face. I've still got the camera. The flash might help. That's definitely no longer the sewer. But what's that here? It almost looks like a bunker. Or a prison? And it is, too. I have to get out of here, and I need another light source.
Ok, on voit ici un petit peu, regardez, on commence à voir, je crois.
What's that? Something soft. A cloth.
Ok, on a un deuxième bout de tissu.
I've got it. That's the soul key. Or what's left of it. It shattered into lots of little pieces. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do with that. There's something very cold lying here. Metal. A pole or a tube. It really is a tube. About 18 inches long and quite heavy. A metal thing. A bucket. There's something slimy in it. Oil. Stale, old oil. That's... It feels like rough fabric, but much heavier. And it's very long. A hose. There's something like a metal door here. Some kind of handle, but the door won't open. I'll wrap the rag around the bar and wedge it in a bit in the opening. Yeah, that ought to hold it. I'll dip my homemade torch in the oil. So, it's drenched in oil. I'll stick it here in the wall. I don't really want hot oil running over my fingers. Here we go. My last match. Very good. There really is oil on the floor of the pipe. Presumably the same as in the bucket. 2 huge metal tanks, perhaps for fuel or oil. Could also be water tanks. I'm not gonna get up this slippery pipe like this. I don't want to go up there before I found Angelina anyway. Some kind of oversized tap. There's a connector for a hose on it. Huh. It seems to be normal water. Even with the light on, it looks like a hose. No wonder I couldn't open the door in the dark. It's been blocked with a pole. And it's a sliding door. The metal rails on the wall and floor give that away. That would suggest that I'm in some kind of a bunker. There are usually sliding doors in bunkers because you can still open them after an explosion. Of course, the door won't open with that there. I'll take it out of the way. Perhaps I can open the door with that. Nothing's happening. A few loose wires are hanging out of the box. Looks as though they've been pulled out on purpose. I'll stick them in again. So let's see. Oh, there's even a light switch. This one here must be the switch for the door. The label makes it somewhat easier. You see? It works. A big, dark room and bars. I can hardly make anything out.
We've been expecting you, Darren.
What is this? Who are you?
One day, you will be our guest.
What are you gonna do? What have you done with Angelina? No. No!
Je sais pas. Au niveau de l'accent, vous reconnaissez la voix ou pas?
I'm going now. By the way, escape is impossible. This is an old Second World War bunker. There are meter-thick concrete walls, steel, and rock between you and freedom. We'll come for you in a few days, Darren. I wish you a pleasant stay.
Damn it! What do you want from me? Why did you have to use Angelina as bait? Why her?
Parce que tu l'aimais bien, Darren. Quelle question.
I'm gonna find you. Ugh. A huge padlock. Quite old with a large keyhole. It's still very strong, even though it's old. I won't be able to break it open. I could use a welding torch right now. Or... Welding powder. It's a mixture of iron oxide and aluminum powder. That stuff burns at almost 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit and can easily melt iron. And iron oxide is in rust. There's enough of that here. The iron bars are covered in rust. I still can't move them. Good. I hope I can get enough rust off here. I've collected the powder on the pages of the storybook. Yeah, that should be enough. Looks like ready meals in aluminum trays. That's not the kind you'd get in the supermarket. Looks more like it's a to-go tray. I'll just take one. Right. I'll carefully scrape the aluminum off with the knife. Now this could take a while. Alright, I've mixed the aluminum powder with the powdered rust. It's sure not the greatest welding powder, but it ought to do for the lock. A camping stove. Presumably I'm supposed to heat up my food with it. I'll leave it there. If I need to warm something up or ignite something, then I can do it here. That's one of those things you can light gas with. The metal part is rubbed with a kind of flint and then makes sparks.
On va tout faire exploser.
A chain that's about 2 yards long. Tinned food, various soups, apricots, beans. I don't intend to stay down here long enough to eat all this. Looks like a screwdriver. What's that doing here? It seems they don't want to let me go thirsty. Huh. That's about 3 gallons. If you need around half a gallon a day, that means they want to keep me waiting here for no more than 6 days. Great. A cheap camping table with a chair. I guess this is supposed to be the comfortable corner of my jail? There's plastic cutlery on the table. You can't do anything with it. Not even eat properly. That's it. The welding powder's in the lock. I could be here a while. A few sparks aren't enough to ignite welding powder.
I shouldn't let the flame burn too long. Who knows how long the gas will last. Good. It's lit. I'll have to hurry up. It's not gonna burn forever. Alright then. Real careful now. It's really evil stuff. The wicked thing is, it can burn without oxygen. That means you can't put it out with sand, for example. And if you pour water on it, the water is broken down by the heat, creating oxygen, or hydrogen, or oxyhydrogen, explosive gas. Everything explodes and superheated droplets fly everywhere. There's been some serious accidents. So it's not really something to try at home. But this was an emergency.
C'est un petit avertissement par les créateurs du jeu, d'accord? Ne reproduisez pas ça à la maison, c'est très dangereux. Oh, il se prend pour Rambo là, ça y est.
I'll put the light on first. That was easy.
Est-ce qu'on regarde si c'est Angelina?
That's, no idea what that is. It says here that it's a rubber dinghy with a built-in compressed air capsule. You pull the ripcord and the dinghy inflates within seconds. Phew. It must have been the cutting edge of technology back then.
Oh, le pro.
Oh, crap. I know I'm gonna regret this. Oh my god. Angelina's pursuer. Reginald Boris. He's been stabbed to death. Perhaps I'll find some clues to what happened to Angelina.
Don't let it happen. You have to stop the evil.
God damn it! This can't be for real. This can't be for real. What the hell is that in his breast pocket? Oh, gee, looting a corpse. Just what I needed. But if it helps Angelina... Okay, I've just gotta do it. Sounds like a poem. But this is just half of it. The paper's torn. Days be done, Gordon's son, hanging long and grow, the light, end in sight. I've no idea what that means, but I'll take the paper.
Ouais, moi non plus, je m'attendais pas à le trouver mort.
And there's something else.
Scotch.
Insulation tape. Ah, that's it. Luckily, there's nothing else here. The metal locker must be about 50 years old, like most things here. I'm surprised that everything is kept so well. The thick walls probably keep things preserved. What have we got here? Whoa, a stick of dynamite. Does 50-year-old dynamite still work? Or does it work too well and explode in my hands?
J'espère que non.
Okay.
Alright then. I'll leave the other stick here for now. I don't want to push my luck.
Ok, on aura un autre bâton de dynamite qui est resté dans l'armoire.
There's a box. These are cables with igniters, presumably for dynamite. I'll take one of the cables with me. I don't need any more cable at the moment. The cylinder of compressed air would have been refilled using this compressor. It's seen better days, but it's not fit for the junkyard just yet. The people who were living in this bunker seem to have left half of their things behind. There are bottles, boards, crates, pipe fittings, cardboard boxes, all kinds of things. Boards, a broken lamp, and an old-fashioned detonating device. It's for detonating explosives, like the ones they used to use in quarries and mines. You turn the crank handle to build up an electric charge. When you press the button, it fires an igniter cap at the end of the wire. I'll have to position the stick of dynamite and attach the fuse cable first. The door is bolted from outside. It's a huge armored door. I can't break something like this open. I'll have to look for another way. The crate looks pretty rickety. Won't be long before it falls apart. Can't see nothing of interest. A pressure hatch like the ones you see in submarine movies. Looks old, but isn't rusty yet. Let's see. There's not much to see. It smells like stagnant water and rust. This could be some kind of water storage or tank or something. The metal door closed behind me when the guy pulled one of these levers. An old box. Let's see. Magnesium flares. I'll take them. A hose. Quite thick. The kind that firefighters use.
Ah non, mais alors lui, il prend tout, hein. En fait...
I guess it's been lying around here for years. It probably won't last much longer.
C'est un magasin à lui tout seul, vous savez.
Magnesium flares light up very brightly and can also burn underwater. Divers use them when they're way down deep, where normal lamps won't work.
Ok. Est-ce que je pouvais prendre l'autre tuyau du coup ou pas? À un moment, Darren, tu pourras plus te prendre. C'est fermé, Darren, arrête d'insister. C'est fermé.
It won't budge an inch.
Oui, il faut bouger les leviers là.
Let's see. Aha! I don't see any reason to close the door. I'll leave it open so there's a way for me to get back.
Attends, elle est déjà ouverte là? Donc, lever, baisser, baisser. Ok, lever, baisser, baisser. Vas-y, prends l'autre tuyau, hein, tant
A
qu'il y est.
fire hose with metal connectors at both ends.
Voilà, regardez.
Not exactly
Imaginez-le.
light. The metal connectors at both ends are heavy enough on their own. Like I thought, the oil is clearly more recent. just like the bucket.
Imaginez-le en train de se balader avec tout ça sur lui en vrai.
A concrete girder. It's almost directly above the hatch. These pieces broke off the concrete girder. The wall here seems to have been repaired, for whatever reason. What a disgusting brew. Hopefully the floor up there doesn't cave in when I walk on it, but I think it'll support me even without the girder. A hatch. It leads back downwards, but that could be my way to freedom.
Je crois qu'il y a plein de personnages de jeux vidéo à qui on pourrait demander de porter les courses pour nous.
It's not moving. The hatch is very rusty, probably because of the water down here. You know, sometimes the only thing that helps is brute force.
Ok. Il avait dit qu'il fallait utiliser le câble.
Okay. Very carefully.
Oui.
As soon as electricity flows through the wire, the igniter caps fire, exploding the stick of dynamite. Hopefully that's enough to blast the hatch open.
Avec ça, non?
Alright. I'll wrap the ends of the two wires around the contacts. The wire is connected to the stick of dynamite in the detonator. Everything's ready for the explosion. You know what? I've always wanted to do this.
Ça a fail.
Damn! There's hardly a scratch on it. It's ripped the handle clean off, but most of the energy from the explosion has just dissipated. The power of the explosion has just dissipated like a little firecracker you light in your hand. I'll have to find another way to open the hatch.
Il y a des gants par terre, j'avais pas vu. Ils viennent d'apparaître?
There's a pair of gloves and a wrench. I'll take them both with me.
Peut-être qu'ils étaient là avant, mais qu'on pouvait pas interagir avec. Ah! Il y a aussi une clé à molette.
If the girder fell down, it would hit the hatch, and one beam, more or less, shouldn't affect its stability. At least I hope it doesn't. Hopefully the second stick is as sound as the first one.
Okay.
I hope that works.
Voilà.
Another fuse cable. Okay. Very carefully. The dynamite should blast the concrete girder from the ceiling once and for all.
On croise les doigts.
I'll wrap the end of the two wires around the contacts again. Then let's try again. This time it has to work.
La poutre.
I can't move it, it's too heavy. This damn beam is blocking my way. I've got to find a way to lift it. Sure enough, it's penetrated the hatch. There's some kind of pipe down there. It leads downwards. It would be big enough for me, but I can't see where it leads. And I can't squeeze past the piece of concrete. If I just put the boat under the girder, it'll probably slip out when it inflates. I've got to attach the boat to the girder somehow. There are metal loops on the rubber dinghy. I'll hook the chain onto it. The boat is attached to the chain, which is wrapped around the piece of concrete. That might work. And up it goes. The concrete beam has broken off a piece of the wall here, and a few wires are sticking out. I think they're live. I'd better not touch them. An electric shock here could mean death. Damn. Up there's the way out, but there's no ladder here. I'm guessing that the room up there is the one behind the steel door, but I can't get at the grate.
Alors on avait des gants. Et on avait aussi du ruban isolant.
I'll wrap the gloves with insulating tape.
Voilà.
It'd be best to bend the electric wires out of the pipe and into the tank room. Oh, get out of here. All right, that's that.
Et alors attends, est-ce que je peux relier les deux tuyaux ensemble? Pour faire un long
I've joined the
fuseau.
2 short hoses into a long one.
Yes. Maintenant. On va commencer par ce côté-là, voilà.
The connector fits. The hose is connected to the water outlet.
Est-ce que maintenant il veut bien? Oui, oui.
It is just long enough.
On va tourner la valve.
All right then. Let's flood the pipe.
Let's go. Plus tard.
That should be enough. The boat has lifted the girder a little bit. Now there's enough space for me to get past it. As long as the beam stays up there, then I'm happy.
Il vient de remarquer. Nous, on avait remarqué il y a longtemps déjà. Mais c'est Darren, quoi. Il est un petit peu comme Samuel, des fois. Les bulles.
It's working.
Dépêche-toi.
Keep going, keep going. Just one more. Oh, that's it. Just in time.
Est-ce que l'eau monte? Non, l'eau ne continue pas à monter. Du coup, je trouve pas ça logique.
I almost drowned just now, and I want that to stay as an almost.
Bah oui, hein, si l'eau monte pas plus que ça, c'est sûr, c'est dangereux.
An old wagon, like what used to be used in mines. It appears to have been built to transport heavy loads. It looks very solid and heavy. Huh, a pile of stones. Most of the stones must weigh at least 60 or 80 pounds. They look really heavy. Huh, one of the wheels is missing. Perhaps that's why it was out of service. This room looks less like a bunker than the other one. More a combination of a bunker and a mine. Perhaps the builder of this bunker used a remote part of an old mine? The rock face gives extra protection, and less earth would have to be moved. Brilliant. I almost kill myself getting through the first door, and the next one's waiting a few feet on. And you wouldn't expect anything else. It ain't doing the slightest thing. An iron chain, quite solid and around 5 yards long. I bet it opens the door to the main room.
Ah bah oui, voilà. Et y a des roues là?
The compressor's flywheel is about the size of the wagon's wheels, and it's fastened with 4 nuts. Got it.
Est-ce qu'on peut prendre de dynamite avant de partir?
That was the last stick of dynamite. I don't need any more cable at the moment. It would really be a coincidence if that fits, but I guess I need some luck sometimes too. It could really fit. It's a little smaller than the other wheels, but it's just as solid. Let's see. It works! Damn it, that's it. The planks aren't quite as robust as I thought. Weird. One of the planks is broken. Fortunately, the others are thicker and have lasted. There's a shaft down there. I can't see the floor. I can just see darkness after a few feet. I'll move the planks to the wall over there. Still not much to see. The light only reaches a few feet down. I haven't got a clue where the shaft leads. I can't see anything. I can't smell anything. Not the faintest breeze, nothing. The wagon is right on the edge of the shaft. I might even be able to push it over, but what would be the point? I'll hook the chain under the coupling. It's directly attached to the frame and should be able to hold plenty. Now I have to secure the other end of the chain somewhere. I'll just put the chain around 2 of the bars. If they're ripped out, I'll have enough space to climb into the crevice. That's it. The bars and the wagon are joined with the chain. Okay, I've chained the wagon to the grate. If I were to push it into the abyss now, it might rip the bars of the grate out of the concrete. But maybe not, and I've only got one try. I should make sure by increasing the weight of the wagon. The stones are adding real weight, and I can barely manage to get them into the wagon. The wagon full of stones must weigh a good half a ton. The wagon is right at the edge of the shaft and it's full of hundredweight stones. I can't move it an inch. I might be able to move it that short distance with a lever. The planks are of various thickness and some are much more worn than others. Perhaps they're made out of different kinds of wood. I'll take one of the thick, solid ones. I'll leave the rest where it is. Alright then. I just need to make sure to get out of the way quick enough as soon as the wagon falls.
On a fait se prendre la plaque.
Okay, the 2 bars have been ripped clean out of the concrete. Now there's enough room to climb up through the crevice.
Let's go.
Let's hope that the crevice leads to freedom. Oh, God damn it! I crawl out of the trap and land in the Order's assembly room? Oh, this can't be for real. Fortunately, it looks like there's no one here.
Est-ce qu'on devrait fouiller un petit peu d'abord? Ouais, tant qu'à faire.
Is this some kind of assembly room? A club room for the local necromancy and black magic society. Okay. As soon as I found Angelina, I'm out of here.
Est-ce que vous vous souvenez de ce tableau? Il était dans le bureau de Robert. Vous vous souvenez ou pas? Au château en Écosse.
There's several folded cloaks lying in front of the chest. 5 or 6 of them. Does that mean this conspiracy is only made up of a handful of people? No clues. Nothing that might help me. There's a fire burning in the dish. That means that someone was here not so long ago. Hopefully they won't be coming back as long as I'm here.
Il a la clé autour du cou aussi. Il a même pas fait gaffe qu'il avait la clé.
Why do I continuously find myself standing in front of locked doors? Ugh! Oh, hell. That's another way of doing it. Alright. Calm down now. Angelina's still missing. Perhaps she's been used as bait in order to lure me here. But why? And where is she now? Perhaps I should talk to Miss Valley again. She knows more than she lets on. The question is, what's with the Order? I mean, who belongs to it? What do they want from me? Ah!
Chapitre 4, mes amis. Le chapitre 4 de The Black Mirror.